everyone, this is Sheila back on my crochet channel. I'm going to show how I add in another ball of yarn. I've run out of the yarn, and this is a blanket, so we don't want to join on the ends where you have to sew it in, and it's going to be seen. Look at it that way. So I'm going to show you how I change to another ball, and I've left the hook in here. I'll blow this up so you can see better. And I've left the hook I'm working with in the yarn and keeping the stitch as tight as I would normally use it. So I'm going to use another hook. This is only an 8mm, but it doesn't matter for what you're doing here. So I'm taking the yarn, and I'm going to go into the back of each stitch along here. There. It doesn't matter whether you go in the back or the front because it's on a blanket anyway. So you put the hook. Once I get this started, I'll take that out because it's going to pull it down. And I just go into the back of the stitch like that. Pull it through. Back into the next stitch. The back of the stitch. Pull it over. Pull it through. And I think I can take that out now. It'll not disappear, the stitch. In the back of that stitch. And pull it through. Back of the next stitch. Pull it through. Back of the next stitch. And that is all you do until I have left a bit longer than what I normally do. So I've done 1, 2, 3, 4 stitches. I do about 6 stitches, and then any that's left I'll just cut off. You don't need to be any longer than that. That's 5, 6, 7. So that is how far away from where you're actually adding the stitch. I'm losing that stitch. I'll have to pull it up a little bit. There. So I'll leave that there, and I would probably just cut that off afterwards, after I've crocheted over it. And I have my new ball here. I'm going to take the length out the centre, and I'm changing back to the larger hook which I was using. It's a 12. It says 12mm on this hook, but I don't think it's 12mm because it works exactly the same as my 10mm. So we put that back into the stitch. Start your new one, leave a length there. You go into your next stitch, which is that one. And just do your double crochet, what you normally do, over the top. So you're crocheting over the top of those stitches that you put into the back of your double crochet stitches. And I'll go so far along, and then I'll show you what to do with the other end. I'm coming up to the last stitch here. And that's the last stitch that I did there. And leave that loop there, and that's what you've done there. You've just crocheted over the top, and you don't get a big lump or anything like that. And then you go turn your work around and take the other end and just go take it up to the nearest stitch, and you can put your hook in behind it, pull it out through the other side, and then just do what you did with the other end. You'll probably use all this one up because I didn't leave as long an end on this one. And you just keep going till you've used up all the yarn that then I will probably cut any little bits that stick out afterwards. So when you come back across that row, you're going to finish that row, but when you come back across that row, you're just going to crochet over the top of what you did there, exactly the same as what you did on this part. You put your hook in and tighten up your stitch again. And just crochet along like you were doing before. It's as simple as that. It is not rocket science, and it is much better than having knots in the middle. Even the magic knots that you do that do come loose. I have found that myself when I've done something, but a knot is also going to leave a little bump sticking up where you're going to know where that knot is. So I find this the best way. I do it in all of my crochet, in anything that I crochet, coasters, notion pouches, anything like that. If I have a knot, that's what I do. Or if I have to join a ball in, that's what I do. So if you like my idea, that will be cut off so it won't be seen. So give a thumbs up and subscribe, and I'll show you anything else that might be useful to you anytime. So bye for now.